Hey everybody, Ryan here, RJM Collectibles, with some 2026 Topps Heritage Retail product. It has been about 3 years since I posted a video on here. I was kind of amazed at that. 1,100 days ago, I think YouTube Studios said, which comes out to just over 3 years. I'll maybe get into that a little bit as we open the stuff, but basically just work became really overwhelming the last couple of years. I'm actually in a new position now that's allowed me to have some free time back and kind of get back to doing more of what I actually enjoy, which is collecting sports cards, baseball cards mostly. But you know, we've done football cards here. I still collect football as well. Basketball I've kind of fallen out of love with. Not a big fan of the NBA right now. But baseball's always been there, and you know, Heritage came out, and I thought that'd be a great welcome back video. Love Heritage. I've always loved Heritage. One of my favorite sets. It's usually pretty cheap. This year it's definitely a little more expensive. Didn't pick up a hobby box. I've been buying some singles and waiting to find some retail around me. And I finally did. I found some mega boxes, some hanger boxes, and some value packs. So I've opened a few blasters off camera, gotten a couple nice little cards, nothing crazy, but it's just fun to rip. And like I said, usually it's still a little cheaper than some of the other sets that you can find, but we have a bunch of variety here. Thanks for watching, and let's get into it. All right, so why don't we start with the value pack? So these were $6.99, I believe, at Target. So we have two of them here, 2 packs, so about 13, 14 bucks after tax. You know, looking for exclusive base dark yellow or aqua sparkle parallels. You can kind of see through them, which is a little annoying. Don't like when you can see through the cards, but you know, we saw our first card there's Jo Adell. Some chases, obviously, Roman Anthony, Jack Caglione, which I don't think he's getting as much love as he should be getting. Also, Cam Schlittler for my Yankees. Be careful saying his name. Don't want to get banned. So let's open these up and see what we can find. Actually seen better pulls out of retail, I feel like, than out of the hobby boxes. You know, consistency-wise, at least. And with the hobby boxes being, I want to say right now they're around 160 bucks when it used to be like 100. It's pretty crazy. So stick with retail or buying singles. So there is Jo Adell. I'm not going to stop and look for variations. I'll go through at the end and see if we have anything. You got to really look for the codes since they didn't do the numbered. You know, the high numbers used to be the short prints, but Cole Young rookie. Now with them being dispersed throughout the set, it's a little harder to see unless you get a magnifying glass out and look at the code. Junior Caminero, Owen Casey, decent rookie for the Cubbies. We have a Chrome, that is Altuve, not my favorite player at all. Kerry Carpenter, some more base. You know, what do you think of the design this year and the valuable security tag in there? 77 design, I like it. Pretty cool. We didn't get any parallels in that pack. So that's a little disappointing. You know, I'm not sure how many packs they fall in. Let's see what else we can find in here. Emmett Sheehan. There's Judge. Rough opening day for Judge. 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, but my Yankees still were able to win. Sal Stewart's pretty good rookie. Brady House. Got a Pete Alonso, newest Oriole, record breaker chrome. It's crazy the Mets let him go. I know he maybe wasn't what they were looking for, but you know, he just broke your all-time home run leader record and you let him go without an offer. We have a Yankee pitcher in the back, Carlos Rodon. And it doesn't look like we are going to get any parallels in either of these packs, so a little disappointing, but we have some hanger boxes and a couple of mega boxes as well. I guess we'll move into the hanger boxes next. So again, a little more about why I kind of stopped uploading. This work became difficult. My card collection had kind of gotten a little out of hand as well. Kind of a little overwhelming actually, so had to take some time for that to break it up and kind of move on from some stuff. Still have a decent little PC, but you know, I moved some bulk recently on eBay just to kind of clear some things. And you know, sets are just expensive now too, and I've transitioned a little more to just buying singles as opposed to opening. You know, I was doing a lot of new release videos, and hobby boxes are great, and you can find some cool stuff, but they can also give you kind of nothing. So I think what we'll do here is split this a little bit. This is our first hanger box. I think these were $14.95 at Target as well. Maybe Walmart. I don't remember actually. Edwin Diaz, I think that's his first Dodgers card. I don't remember if he was in Series 1. Another Met who kind of disappeared. Brandon Sproat rookie. So yeah, cards got a little overwhelming there. Nice Basallo rookie. See what he can do for the Orioles. Not seeing many rookies that we're looking for. Brooks Lee. Kind of a good rookie to look for last year. All right, this should be the good stuff. So we have victory leaders coming up. Volpe. You know, Caballero had a good opening day for the Yankees. See what he's doing by the time Volpe comes back, because a lot of us Yankee fans are pretty disappointed in Volpe. And we'll get into our good stuff here. Nice chrome Brady House. It's a decent card. And we have a Burgundy Sparkle for the D-backs, and that is Gabriel Moreno. So a lot of different sparkles. What do you guys think of the different parallels that we have? There's this. There's, I guess, the Aqua Sparkle, which we didn't see in our value packs. Then we should see the silver sparkles. There's blue sparkles. I really like them. I think it's a cool little, you know, nice parallel. We have a Dom Smith and I think these are called light purple. Pretty pink looking to me though. Brent Rooker. On to hanger number 2. We have one more hanger after this, and then a couple of mega boxes, which I'm most excited about. Seen some really cool stuff coming out of mega boxes. This is probably the only Heritage I'm going to open from here on out. Maybe I'll pick up some more, but like I said, I've been buying singles mostly just to build my own PC. Also doing some flipping. You know, I look for lots that I can pick up on eBay and maybe break them up, sell them individually. I still have a lot of fun doing that. It's actually really fun for me to sit there and kind of sort through, and maybe I'll make a video about that when I get a couple of these lots in. Again, we'll kind of cut this. That's always fun for me, buying lots, whether it be online or Facebook or yard sales. Cool to break things up, because usually I can find some stuff for me to keep, but then also try and flip some things. Hey, second judge. To basically fund kind of my hobby. Keeps expenses a little easier, and you know, have fun doing it and get some people the cards that they want for their PCs as well, instead of them just sitting on my shelf in my card room. But what do you guys think of Heritage? I like it. Like I said, one of my favorite sets every year. We're getting close to the 80s, which have some, you know, some very iconic. Another Brady House there. Some iconic sets. J-Rod. I'm pretty sure this is a variation. Yeah, image variation J-Rod. Wow, that's a nice hit with the trident for the Mariners. Nice little J-Rod variation. I think that's my first variation I've gotten out of any Heritage this year. We have a Jordan Westburg, and for the Giants, Matt Chapman on the Burgundy Sparkle, followed by a Mackenzie Gore, now on the Rangers, and a rookie outfielder. I think Valera is a pretty good prospect for the Guardians. Whoops, went back in time there. Not familiar with the other 3 on there, so let me know. Light purple rookies, outfielders. We'll get into our third and final hanger box. Yeah, who are you guys chasing in Heritage? I'm excited that baseball started yesterday with my Yankees beating up on the San Francisco Giants. I think everybody but Judge had a hit, which is strange because it felt like last year only Judge would get hits. I see O'Neal Cruz on the front there had a rough game against the Metropolitans today. Looks Looks like we're going to have a refractor and a burgundy back there. Who are you guys chasing? Last year, my biggest chases were Ben Rice. I made a nice little PC for him. Also, I wound up picking up a bunch of doubles and was, hey, there's Caglione. Nice rookie. Bunch of doubles of some parallels and stuff, and was able to flip him kind of mid-season. Hey, Roman Anthony. This is a nice pack. And make some more money to keep buying cards. Jonah Tong, also a good rookie. This is probably our best base pack so far, I would say. Dane Myers with some stuff up there. Different variations. Again, I'll try and flip through again before at the end and see what we have. There's banner, image we just saw with J-Rod. I think the All-Star banner on some of them is a little different. It's a star instead of the across the bottom. We have a record breaker Ellie. And Seager, Caro. I think he was a former top prospect for the Angels. And Matt Wallner. And into the good stuff. Dalton Varsho, one of the craziest catches last year. That behind the back catch. Key Bryan. We have Nimmo on the Rangers. Strikeout leaders. And looks like we have one of those inserts. I can't remember. Play in action or something like that. Of Lindor. And we have a Chrome rookie. I think it's a pitcher. For the D-backs. Christian Montez de Oca on the refractor. Already in action on that insert. So, Francisco Lindor. And I'm not familiar with Montez, but he's a rookie, so that's pretty cool. We have our burgundy for the Braves, and it is Hurston Waldrop. Followed by rookie catchers. Banfield, maybe? Not really familiar with the rest of them. And a Rangers Josh Jung, former top prospect. On to our first mega box. These are the ones I've been most excited for. I've seen a bunch of cool cards coming out of these, autos, relics. And I'm hoping, we still have 2 boxes left. I'm hoping to pull some Cam Schlittler. Haven't seen him yet. Seen some couple Yankees, but looking to pick up some Cam Schlittlers. I've already bought a few, which again, maybe when I make another video, I'll kind of go through some of my cards I've been picking up over the last couple of years. But yeah, so we have base red and silver sparkle parallels. I've seen autos pulled out of this, relics, buybacks. So I feel like megas have been where it's at, and these were $45 a piece at Target as well. Target actually had a really good selection, which I don't know if I hit it right after the restock. I'm not as familiar with their kind of scheduling anymore by me, but I just kind of stop in when I can and see what I can find. But a lot of cards out of here, so we'll probably fly through the base. And again, at the end, I'll try and see if we have any variations or short prints. We'll kind of go through those. How do you guys feel about the short prints being throughout the set this year? I guess it's more fun to look for them, I guess. But then when you look at the, it's real hard to see that code right there. I believe it has to end in an 8-7 for it to be a short print. So, I mean, got to get your phone out and kind of magnify in on that. But let's see what we can find in our mega box. Bobby Witt. I think of the 2022 rookies, he's been definitely the most consistent. J-Rod kind of bounced back last year after a not-so-great 24 season. Still good, but, the 3 of them that came up in 2022, definitely Bobby Witt has been the most consistent, and I know the Royals locked him up for a long time. I think he has an opt-out after a certain amount of time, though. In our first red, we have a Blue Jay pitcher, Shane Bieber, re-signed with the Blue Jays this year, too. Really excited baseball's back. That, February and beginning of March is always a difficult time for sports fans. Not much to watch unless you're into basketball and college basketball, which I said basketball's kind of fallen out for me. A Marlins Sandy Alcantara and a Caballero. I feel like the NBA overall has become just hard to follow, and Not a fan of the flopping, you know. Stick with baseball and football. Our first silver sparkle for the Padres, Mason Miller. That's a nice one. Had a very good WBC for the USA team, and a Braves Michael Harris Jr. Or the second. And the packs go flying. I'm rusty, guys. Like I said, it's been 3 years. If you're still watching, if you're still subscribed, I appreciate it. I know a bunch of you reached out throughout the last couple of years through either YouTube comments, or a few of you messaged me on eBay when I had some stuff up. This is a nice little pack. We have a backwards card, which might be a short print. I'm pretty sure actually that's a short print, because in hobby boxes I know they're flipped around from what I've watched, but oh, maybe it's not. Bieber again. And it's the 17, so it's just flipped for no reason, it looks like. This is the 77 parallel. And we have a Dodgers pitcher, Emmett Sheehan. Another Bieber. Emmett Sheehan, I think he's a pretty good prospect for them. And behind him, Padres, Yu Darvish. So we're collecting the Padres pitching staff on the silver sparkles. And Max Muncy. Yeah, so I appreciate that. Wasn't really looking at YouTube comments for a while. Just, I'll definitely be talking to you guys if anybody wants to comment on here. I miss that kind of side of this as well. Going to speak with a lot of you about baseball and football. And we have a Johnny Bench, Anthony Ziegler, former Yankee prospect. Another one of those ready action sets, and Kyle Isbell. So I'm looking forward to maybe making some more videos. Don't really know what kind of content I'll be posting. Maybe some retail rips. Maybe if I can find cheaper hobby boxes and I can justify spending the money on it. But we'll definitely go through some lots that I pick up on eBay. I think that's fun to, I like when I think I posted a couple yard sale videos where I go through his stuff you find at yard sales. Rookie pitchers. Dylan Smith, I think I'm familiar with, but those four, it seems like those 4 cards, like the 4 players on a card usually wind up not being the best rookies. They save those for the singles. Do you remember, I think Chipper Jones had a quad rookie at one point? And I think Mariano Rivera had a dual that I have. It was him and like a White Sox pitcher from like 94. This pack felt a little thicker, but doesn't look like it. Kobe Mayo on the red. Really looks orange with the orange Oriole uniform there. And Ketel Marte. One thing I do like is these packs are easy to open. Another silver. For the Astros, Josh Hader. A lot of pitchers. I think all pitchers so far. And then Hunter Brown. Really good year for Hunter Brown last year. Many of you know, if you've been subscribed, you know I am not a fan of the Astros. I'm not as sore about it now that it's been, almost 10 years since the first Kyle Teal rookie. That's an interesting photo. Not a variation. Sometimes just the type of photo you can tell it's going to be a variation. Cool card there with Skeens and Skubal. It's one of those ones if they, do a card show, it'd be cool to bring that and maybe try and get them both to sign it. 2 of the best pitchers in baseball. We have Bradley Rodriguez rookie. Looks like Dominguez. I thought maybe it was going to be Jazz. Jason Dominguez really has fallen off. And Cam Smith in the back. I think Spencer Jones has definitely eclipsed him. But they both should be getting a ton of playing time down in Scranton Wilkes-Barre for the AAA team. Trey Savage that's a perfect last name for him. Just destroyed the Yankees last year. Made Ben Rice look like a little leaguer in the playoffs. Bubba Chandler, nice rookie. But back to Dominguez, we'll see what he can kind of get together. Hopefully they give him, he's still young, but I think his, obviously, we're opening cards. His card value has definitely come way down, but his player value as well. Noel McLean, nice rookie. I think he's pitching the second game for the Mets. He had a rough WBC. We have our next red. Cardinals second baseman Thomas Sagasi. I want to say that's the pronunciation. Color match for the Cards. He was a rookie last year. Not the best mega so far. Couple nice rookies. There's Ben Rice. Charlie Sheen. Carlos Estevez. Wizenhunt rookie and Angels. Christian Moore rookie. That's pretty good. Nice Christian Moore for the Silver Sparkle. And Sal Perez. Really nice career for Perez. Probably Hall of Famer, I would say. You know, he's had a bunch of really great home run seasons, still catching. You know, I think last year he started playing some first base, but Wilson Contreras, another pretty good catcher. Stolen base leaders. Sia. Man, just getting all the Astros. It's like they know. Christian Javier. And Jung-Hoo Lee. Okay, 2 more packs in the first mega. Just hoping for something decent out of here. Still haven't seen Schlittler. Not even a base yet. Volpe. John Kenzie Noel. And we have a Dodgers Teoscar Hernandez. Have we seen Shohei yet either? I don't think so. So you'd think out of all these cards we'd see, you know, I know we got a couple Judges. See Trout on the back there. All right, last pack. McCutcheon. Ryan McMahon had a good opening day. There's Mookie. CJ Kayfus, rookie for the Guardians. And Trout. All right, last mega. Good thing I bought myself some Cam Schlitlers because not looking like we're going to pull him. Base pack. Overall, I think this was maybe about $140 in retail. You know, actually courtesy of my parents for my birthday gift. Gave me some cash, so went out and picked up some cards. A lot of these, it's looking like they're going to be probably listed on eBay. I don't know if I'll do a big base lot or, you know, break up the rookies and short prints and stuff. People can complete their sets. Pete Crow Armstrong there. See if he keeps up with his great first couple years. Connolly Early, that's a decent rookie for the Red Sox. Came up at the end of last year and wound up, I'm pretty sure he pitched the game against Max Fried, maybe? Or maybe it was him and Schlittler. I can't remember exactly, but, you know, came up, had a good few games with them in the regular season, and then was, you know, making a playoff start. So, see what he can do for the Sox this year. AL East is tough. It is going to be a tough go for the Yankees this year. Another red, Darell Hernandez, and Lane Thomas. Again, if you want, you can skip through to the end and see what we got. But it's definitely fun to be ripping on YouTube again. Another Kyle Teal rookie. Nimmo, Ke'Bryan Hayes, and we have, please be Schlittler on the back there. It'll probably be Luis Heel or something. Marlins, Dane Myers on the Silver Sparkle, and David Bednar. Put him to bed, nah. One of the only people the Yankees got at the deadline last year that, you know, kind of played to the back of their baseball card. Hopefully Duvall and McMahon have another Savage. Can have some better years this year. We have another red 77 coming up for the Mariners. Victor Robles out of 77. I don't think I noticed that was numbered before. Bad on me. 16 out of 77 for Victor Robles. That's pretty good. We have a Dave Parker. Ready in action. They should have came up with a easier. That's, I don't know why that's hard to remember for me. Our pack also feels maybe a little thick. No relics. No autos yet. Another Christian Moore rookie. think we've only gotten, what, one Roman and one Caglione. Orioles outfielder Dylan Beavers, decent rookie there. Silver Sparkle. About 8, 9 packs left. Let's see what we can get. But still, a couple numbered cards. Obviously, all the parallels, some inserts, chrome cards. You know, that's why this is a fun rip. We did get that image variation. Zach Gallen. See it Stanton on the back there. I actually almost posted a video last year. I recorded it and then I just never got around to editing it or anything. It was I bought like 10 or 12 hanger packs of the Series 1 when it came out last year. And the hangers seemed to be where everything was coming out. And I wound up picking up, I think I had an orange Casas, a red Diamante of Royce Lewis. Oh! Garrett Crochet on-card auto. You know, obviously won't stay in the PC, but that is a great hit out of the Mega Box. Love the Heritage autos. They are just so great on-card. And to, you know, Garrett Crochet is definitely, you know, top 3, 4 pitcher in baseball, if I had to say. You know, if Skubal was in the NL, he's probably Cy Young last year. But wow, what a hit. Red Sox, Garrett Crochet on-card auto. Wow. All right, we got an auto. And it was not a no-name rookie outfielder for the Marlins. That's pretty awesome. This is a really good auto checklist, actually. You know, most of the stars are on there, if not all of them. And we have another red coming up for the Rockies, Jordan Beck. I've not seen, you know, the prices of what some of those autos are going for. Obviously, people are going to be looking for the red ink for Roman Anthony, Red Sox, red ink. Garrett Crochet, though, that's a big hit. Luis Rengifo for the Angels, and Dodgers pitcher Roki. All right, that's not bad. Pitchers coming through here. Jack Flaherty. I actually think we did pretty well with this. Numbered cards, variation. We still got to go through and look for other variations, short prints. Definitely a bunch of good rookies. Still no Cam Schlittler. The Nationals red, maybe House again. Kyber Ruiz. Chris Sale on the back. I'm not complaining now, but it would be crazy to open all this and not get one Cam Schlittler base card. Because ironically, I have not bought his base card yet, because I was like, I'll open it, I'll hit something. And no. We have a Silver Sparkle Cardinals, Brendan Donovan. It's really hard to read the names on a lot of these. There's Kershaw, probably be his last, even though he's retired already, but that's probably his last Heritage card in the main checklist. You know, I'm sure they'll have some of him, like autos or throwback cards in the future. There's Shohei. I think that's our first Shohei. Of course, no variation, but Shohei is insane right now. And there's another Shohei. NL Championship. Some of these are short printed. I don't know the code for these, but that's also 17, so yeah, probably. I was shocked. I sold one on eBay the other day. It was a Dodgers World Series card, and it was a short print, and I didn't know until I went to list it. Royals, Seth Lugo on the chrome, and then Randy on the back. It'd be really interesting with the Mariners. Like, I didn't read more on it. I just kind of saw the videos, but Cal Raleigh just snubbing his teammates in the WBC. You know, Naylor and a Rosarena is what I saw, so we'll see what comes of that in the regular season. Upside down Bryce Terang. Nice Judge and Turner batting leaders card. Another Terang. That's weird. Is there a variation on one of these? Oh, where'd the other one go? Nope, that is the same exact card in the pack. That is strange. Oh, good Logan Webb got rocked yesterday. Ozzie Albies. That was a interesting pack. And our last pack of the break. Thanks for watching. We got a refractor, looks like, in the back for our last pack. For the Rockies. Of course it's the Rockies. I don't even know who you would be. Chase Dollander. All right. And our last card, Jesus Luzardo. All right, I'm going to kind of go through these, and we'll do a little wrap-up at the end. All right, so we've looked through everything. We got our short prints. We did also find another variation, which we'll get to. So Ronald Blanco, Dom Smith, Connor Norby, Jaden Hill, Carlos Rodon. So be keeping that one. There's that second Dom Smith, Eduardo Rodriguez, Ian Seymour rookie, Kerry Carpenter, and Sean Murphy on the short prints. I'm sure I might have missed one or two as well. It's really hard to read that small code. If anyone knows a better way to find the short prints, definitely comment that below. Our Chromes, Altuve, Alonso, Brady House rookie, Westberg, Dominguez, Hernandez, CJ Kfish rookie, Zach Gallen, Seth Lugo, and Logan Webb. Now our inserts and some of the retail parallels. We have the blue Lindor, which I guess active players are blue, and the retired players are black bordered on these play in action, ready in action. That's the third time I've messed that up. There's our inserts. We have the purples, Brent Rooker, rookie outfielders, and Josh Jung. Our reds, Shane Bieber, Sandy Alcantara, Kobe Mayo, Thomas Sagasi, Connolly Early on the rookie, Daryl Hernandez, Jordan Beck, and Kybert Ruiz. And then our nicer cards. So we have the refractors, Christian Montes de Oca, Christian Javier, Chase Dollander on the refractors. Our silver sparkles, we have Mason Miller, Yu Darvish, Josh Hader, Christian Moore rookie, Dane Myers, Dylan Beavers rookie, Roki Sasaki. And another silver, we have Brendan Donovan. Then our burgundies, Gabriel Moreno, Matt Chapman, Hurston Waldrip. And our 77s numbered, Victor Robles and Emmett Sheehan. And we did find a Brady House banner variation rookie. So that's pretty cool. The banner is different. You can see on the crochet coming up that the normal banner looks like that. But image variation banner right there. So that's pretty cool. Decent rookie. I don't think he has as much value as he used to when he was a prospect. But then our certified on-card auto of Garrett Crochet. The bottom corner was a little dinged or soft, so a little disappointing, but kind of used to that with Heritage. Pretty cool to pull the Crochet. And then the J-Rod image variation on the Trident. So again, if you're looking for the variations, just check right next to the number. Put a couple comps on the screen for those two. They'll both be listed in my eBay store along with a lot of these, the ones I'm not keeping. Probably a lot of the base will be bulked up, but if you're looking to complete your set, definitely go check it out. Altogether though, I think that was pretty successful. Like, we spent about $150, maybe a little less, which is less than what a hobby box is costing right now. And I think we did way better than we would have done with a hobby box, but definitely let me know what you guys think. I appreciate everybody watching, anybody who's still been watching, some of the older videos. I'm not sure what I'll be posting or how often I'll be posting, but keep your eye out for the next video. Probably will be me going through some of those lots I picked up on eBay, which I think will be fun. And then maybe we can track some profit and some of the cards I'm picking up with that profit. So once again, thank you all very much. Look forward to chatting in the comments. And happy baseball season, everybody. Bye.